All right. I'm gonna take a sip of water first. Ah, sorry about that. Apologize. Content creation. Content creation for me has not been a straight A to B path. It's been a lot of stops and starts and twists and bends. It's not been an easy journey, but I keep coming back to it. And I want to put into words what's happened within my journey and what I've come to realize throughout content creation and being a part of all these different groups, all these different people, and seeing some thrive and others not. But I have to start back at the beginning before we get into all of that. So I have been interested in content creation since I was a wee child. I got an old camcorder from my grandmother, the kinds that put the tapes in, and I loved using it. I couldn't figure out how to use it, but it was fun to just walk around it and pretend. And then from there, I got a normal camera. I couldn't take videos, but I could do stop motion. And so I did stop motion with Legos and stuff like that, and that was fun. And then eventually, when I was 11, I saved up money from Christmas, my birthday, and I bought my first YouTube video camera, which was the Flip. It was the Flip HD video camera, whatever. It did 720p and it was able to record, I think, maybe a half an hour to an hour. And it was fun. I was able to do little random videos out and about with my friends, and then eventually I moved into more machinima type videos where I was doing, I was playing a video game with friends, and then we'd, sit the Flip on top of a bunch of books and carefully press the play button, and nobody would touch it, and it would record the screen on these old tube TVs, and it was not good looking at all, but it was what we had. And then from there, I stopped. I stopped making videos until I got into high school. I eventually refound my passion for making videos, and I found it through anime. I loved watching anime, and I was getting addicted to it. And then through watching anime, I found abridging. And then I was like, well, I could do this. I'm funny. I could make scripts. Newsflash, I was not funny. I was not talented in voice acting. And I could not make a script or edit to save my life. But I figured it out. I learned. I watched videos. I challenged myself. I would make something and then I would look at it and I'd be like, well, that was dog shit. What can I do differently? And I kept improving. And, I did see improvement when I rewatched old videos. They were all bad, but everybody was bad. I don't think there's a single abridger that you can call decently good. There's people that had shining moments, but all of us sucked. We all sucked. I had a wonderful friend group. I grew alongside of a lot of people that became uh, uh, different types of YouTubers. Some went into video games, some went into real filming content, and then there's others that became VTubers like myself, or did different anime content. They found their own kind of niche in that. But then there was others that they lost the passion, and I don't blame them. I also lost the passion because the abridging community was very toxic. Everybody thought they were the best. Everybody thought they were the hot shit, but none of us were. But there would be cliques and people would bully each other and stuff like that. And it's like, we're all nerds, we're all just trying to have fun here. Why is this something that we bully each other for? We're all the same. But everybody had their cliques. I mean, to be fair, I had Skype calls with a bunch of people that were my friends, and we tended to be very wary when we were inviting a new person into the group, because we didn't want to mess up our flow. We were having fun. We didn't want to not have fun. But all good things have to end. And mine ended because, one, I wanted to get into more video game content. I wanted to do Let's Plays. I didn't want to do abridging anymore. Abridging was too much work. And it wasn't the same. There wasn't the same grasp. Everybody was kind of doing their own things on their own channels, or leaving to go pursue something outside of the internet. So I did Let's Plays because they were something I could do on my own. I did it with a couple of friends at first, and then I was just doing it by myself. I thought we could make a group, but it was not meant to be. It was myself, and then from there, I kind of lost the passion there because it was just me by myself, no friends. It was lonely. And so eventually I just grew up. I got out of high school, I went to college. And in university, I did a whole shit ton of stuff. I did all the partying, all that fun stuff. But it didn't stop my passion. And I found new things. I liked watching the videos where people would get like cards and open those packs of Pokemon cards or whatever it was, or the videos where they're opening up like mystery boxes and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to do that. So I got Pokemon cards, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make the video. And then I realized I don't know the first thing about Pokemon cards, so that didn't work. And then I got to my upper years of university, and I got busy. But while I was in those upper years, I took a class on video editing and video design and video creation, and I realized I still have that same passion, and I loved it. That was my favorite class to go to. But I didn't quite know that was the thing that I was the most passionate about. That was just a hobby to me. That was just something fun, shits and giggles. But then I graduated. I graduated university, and then I had to get a real job. You're done. You got to pay back your loans, your student debt, and so you get a real job. And while I was at that real job, I found manga videos. I found manga collection videos and anime figure videos. And I was like, that's cool. I could do that because I like to read manga and I like anime figures. So I did that. I did it. I made videos, but I realized I didn't really have a knack for it. I didn't really like being in it. I didn't like visibly being in it. I liked being anonymous behind the camera, being this anime guy, and through that I found VTubing. I found clips of VTubers like Pecora, and I was like, what is this? What, they're moving? I know you, like, we've always been doing anime OCs. Like, I've had my Dom Hoozle persona since 2015. This has been a thing for a long time. VTubing just added to that. Now we're moving. Now it's I'm real boy. I can wiggle, and I was like, how do I get into that? So I started looking, and I learned it's fucking expensive as shit. Unless you're PNG tubing, it's really expensive. Or if you're doing it yourself, if you're doing everything yourself. But I didn't have the time to commit to learning all these different new programs and then also doing the content creation part, because I'm an adult and I have a real job and I have real responsibilities. I have bills to pay. So I had to save up money, and I did things for people, like land work and stuff like that. I've never done that kind of shit before, but I fucking figured it out. I ripped up stumps for people, and that was hard work. That sucked. But I finally saved up enough money to where I was able to do content creation, and now we're at the point we are now, where I have the model, I've done the thing, I've upgraded computer and microphone. I had the same AT2020 microphone USB mic bullshit since a bridging, and that was when I was like 14, 15. I'm 27, going to be almost 28. That's insane that I finally updated that. That just shows like I've stuck with the same crap for so long, and then I'm finally learning new things, and I'm like, oh, you don't want a condenser mic, you want a dynamic mic and all that other shit, and it just all flows in, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? What do I want to do? I don't understand anything anymore. I thought I knew the process. I thought I knew things, and then I learned that I don't, and that's exciting but also terrifying, and I don't. It's weird to be like, I'm passionate about this, I want to do this, but where do I start? What do I do? And I feel like this video has kind of been my way to start. And not only that, but I want to explain to people that I've seen others who have lost that passion, who have decided this is not the thing for them, and it's sad in a way. It's sad to see those people that I once called friends give up on this what was their dream, and lose that. And then I also saw people that I had once called friends who no longer called friends. I would probably call them very loose acquaintances, maybe at best. And they've achieved all of their dreams. They make content creation. They're some of the top people in VTubing and shit, like in anime and shit. It's insane to see them so successful. But then I look at myself and I'm like, what the fuck have you been doing all these years? And then I'm like, there's no way for me to start. There's no way for me to push into this market. But I realized then, well, why don't I share the information I have? And that's my thing. That's my unique thing to me. I've been through this. I've watched as YouTube content has evolved over time and seen all the different things. And I can tell people that if you are passionate about this, if you are passionate about content creation, then stick with it. You don't have to always be passionate about it. You can lose that passion. I lost that passion multiple times, I've talked about in this video. But always come back to it. I always come back to it, and I always find that passion again. And if that's you, then keep at it. It'll work itself out. You'll figure out where you want to be. And I know it's scary to not know the future, but that's just how it is, and it's hard to put in the work. I get that as well. There's so many times where I'm just like, I could stop this video and restart again, or it's not good enough. It's not going to be good enough. But I feel like me doing this, and I've only given myself a rough outline. I have no idea where this video is stopping. But I enjoy that fear of not knowing, you know, because it finally got me off my ass and finally got me to do this. And I can tell you I'm 100% lazy. Like I've always said, oh, I've got all these video ideas. Oh, I can record it tomorrow. And tomorrow just never comes. I can tell you tomorrow never comes. And as a person, we can't, as people, we can't force ourselves to do something because there's always going to be that laziness that tells us, oh, you could do it tomorrow, after this, after that, after I watch one more video. You know, it's always going to be there, and it's because whenever we've needed to do something, we've always had a deadline. We've always had someone else to outwardly tell us to fucking do it. You know, so we've had, you know, teachers who tell us to do homework. We have parents that tell us to clean their fucking room. We have bosses that tell us to do our work or we're fired. You know, and there's nothing when you're in something you're passionate about, you know, a hobby. There's nobody to tell you to do it. So this is me telling you, fucking do it. All right? You are not going to grow if you don't stream. You are not going to grow if you don't make a video. You're not going to grow until you figure out what makes you unique, and just do it. This is me telling you, get your ass together. You have till the end of the week to figure it out, and then do it. You have till the end of the week to do it. All right. And it doesn't matter if it was the week that this video was posted or whenever you found it. You have 7 days to figure it out. And if that's not enough, that's fine. That's fine. But at least you started, right? At least you got up off your ass. You said, oh, I have 7 days to figure this out. I figured out like 3/4 of it by the end of the 7 days. Cool. Get the other quarter and fucking, you got 7 more days to do it. So I hope people have appreciated this video. I know it was long and tedious and confusing, but it's what got me off my ass and is getting me to work and do things. And I hope it does the same to you. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful life.